What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty, Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news, go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose, tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I am joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted, and we're here to recap a Chicago Bulls win. We're back in the win column. God damn it. 108-99 against the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. But before we do that, be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all our Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, leave those. Go over to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when all of our podcasts go live. Or if you're just here for me and Goose, then you'll know when we go live. So it's all great and dandy and everything. Goose, we won in Brooklyn.
Yeah, especially considering all the controversy going on there. A lot of people pre-game were expecting a inspired Brooklyn victory after getting their coach fired, and for most of the game it looked like that. And then Zach LaVine happened in the fourth quarter, but we will get there. To start the game, you had Vooch not do shit. Oh wait, that's how the game finished too.
Ooh, yeah, he did not play how you say good today. He had a very bad showing. Vooch 3 for 8 in 32 minutes. He did have 15 boards. He was a +5. If you're into that thing, I'm going to use it to my advantage today, so I'm into it. 7 points for Vooch, 15 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. Yeah, he didn't really give us much offensively. But I will say, man, Io started off kind of a little odd, and then he finished really strong, too. He did some good things. Stopped the bleeding a couple times in the third quarter and finishes with 17 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals, 3 rebounds tonight for Io Sumu in 33 minutes.
In comparison to his all-star matchup, Kyrie Irving, how did Kyrie do tonight, Buzz?
Oh, man. You know.
I know Kyrie's one of your favorite people. So
he is.
I figured I'd let you have this moment to shine.
Thank you. Thank you. Man, you're like one of my best friends in the world for doing that for me. Thank you. Kyrie Irving played 33 minutes. He went 2 for 12. He was held scoreless in the first half because he's an overrated piece of shit. He finished with 4 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 block, and 3 turnovers. He was a -14. And the plus-minus, that's Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, no, Io destroyed him. There's that offensive foul call that he had kind of pushing Io down to the ground that I thought he was going to get himself teed up and ejected from the game just because he played horrible. Looking at this Nets team, it looked like Royce O'Neal was their second best player.
Yeah, that was so odd. I mean, and that's what I was like. I was thinking in the back of my head, brother, and being honest with you. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to lose this game because Durant is Durant. And fucking O'Neal
with Royce O'Neal, and he can't get over on this guy. Like Brooklyn has Claxton, that's it for a legitimate center.
Right,
it should have been a game where Vooch was living it up in the post and just taking advantage of constant mismatches, and we got none of that from him. Really, he was getting punked by Royce O'Neal to the point where you thought that they might have had a physical, like actual fisticuff altercation there.
I thought that was going to happen there in the fourth.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to happen in the fourth, dude. Vooch is a laid back cat. You know, like he walked right up to Buddy. He was like, okay, you know, I will fucking smash you. Vooch smashed shit. And I was hoping personally I wanted to see it, but it didn't happen. But hey, O'Neal played very physical today, and he took advantage of what was given to him and 20 points for him, 8 for 12 from the field in 34 minutes, 4 for 6 from downtown. He played a good game. I mean, Durant was just a killer. He had 14 points, I think, in the first quarter. He was absolutely unbelievable. 32 points together for him, 9 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He, however, did have 6 turnovers, very costly turnover in the fourth quarter, too.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have a point guard, despite Kyrie Irving being on the floor, and you're being forced to facilitate the offense, he did have a lot of bad passes, though. A lot of cross court, just shouldn't do that. And
right.
That's what happens when the ball's in a 7-foot forward's hands as opposed to a point guard.
Right.
But no, I mean, you're always going to get that from Durant. You really can't get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the game's much different tonight if Ben Simmons actually plays the way that he's been playing. Him not playing might have been better for their team. But, the Bulls grinded this game out through and through, and Zach LaVine took over in the end. But Durant.
Yeah, that was one of the best performances. Because, listen, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of funny to say, we're going up against one of the best teams in the Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference, because I said that before the season started. I believe you did too. And you come in here and, like you had mentioned before, Steve Nash being fired, Ime Udoka getting this job is kind of mind-blowing to me. And I know we don't really touch on super serious shit because, I mean, number one, I think everything's a trick anyway, so I tend to stay away from it. But that was all kind of weird thing. But everything surrounding them has to be maybe taking a toll. Plus, I don't think Durant wants to be there.
Well, I didn't even know that Udoka was technically available. I thought he was just suspended from Boston for the season.
So how I understood it was when there had to be fucking talking going on here before, obviously, right? I mean, there's no way the report comes out that Nash is fired and then Ime Udoka within 30 minutes is going to be named the head coach. There had to be some prior conversation going on here with Boston or with Ime Udoka or whatever the case may be. But how much of a mind fuck it probably has to be to Brooklyn right now. I mean, I don't think KD wants to be there. I mean, that whole offseason saga was nuts. They're 2-6. Ben Simmons, like you said, he looks absolutely. I mean, listen, man, I thought he'd come in and he would be able to do Ben Simmons thing and shine doing it, having a couple shooters with him, being the best defender, really having that defining role. Like, you don't need to be the guy, but you are a guy in this that makes it work. And he's just looked so terrible. I think that Brooklyn might be fucked. I mean, I really do. They're 2-6, and obviously they can come back from that. I'm not saying they can't. We've seen crazier things as NBA fans, for sure. But they look discombobulated, and thank God the Bulls were able to play a full 48 minutes of basketball, because the Nets only went as far as Royce O'Neal and Kevin Durant took them tonight.
That was it tonight.
That was it. I mean, they really did not have anything else. You get another well-balanced effort from the Bulls.
Joe Harris really doesn't look like himself still.
Yeah, that's so odd. I was going to ask you about that. What the fuck happened to him?
I don't know. He had that ankle injury, and he just hasn't ever really recovered, I guess.
Is that still – I mean, I'm not up to date on that. That's not a lingering issue, is it? Or is it just –
Not that I'm aware of really either. Something that I know is the reason why there's a potential struggle, but just doesn't look the same. Not the same guy that was one of the league's most elite three-point shooters and, night to night, one of the best threats from deep every night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just so odd to see how far he fell. I thought he was going to be a very big rotational piece within Brooklyn. Hits the three, plays a bit decent defense.
And then Patty Mills, for whatever reason, was a ghost tonight too. Somebody who last year for them was really, really good.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, Patty Mills is also getting up there, brother. I mean, he only played 10 minutes, but he's been around for a long time,
They ain't stopping the dragon. I don't want excuses.
Yeah, but I know it sounds but the Euros get better as they get older, They do. They do. It's true. I mean, I heard Dirk say that one time. We get better as we get older. I mean, I love that. It's hilarious. But yeah, no, let's talk about Dragic. Again, 20 minutes, 4 for 8 from the field, hit some big shots.
Playing against a former team.
Yep.
Comes in and controls the game and just takes what's given to him and generally makes what's given to him. His 3-point shooting has been effortless and miraculous for a team that doesn't have many shooters. For him to come in off the bench and not only be able to run the team, but really supply a legitimate 3-point shooter off the ball as well, has been a revelation for this team off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely has. I just love what I see out of him. And the guy plays with a ton of heart, ton of hustle. He got some finesse to him still at the ripe age of 36.
And defensively, he was keeping up with Kyrie tonight. That's supposed to be one of the best ball handlers ever. And
Joe Cowley tweeted. Did you see it? Did you see Cowley's tweet?
I did not.
I don't know if this is a true thing that happens, but I guess for the last couple of years in a row, he has voted for Kyrie Irving being the most overrated player in the NBA. Okay. And I did not know this about Joe. I know a lot of people don't like Joe. That just made me love him. Yeah, it made me love him.
With that Derrick Rose comment that just dropped recently, and everybody's like, "It's Joe Cowley. It's got to be Joe Cowley."
It wasn't Joe Cowley. The guys.
The description doesn't fit, but there are parts of that story from Derrick that made me sit there and go, "Joe, what did you do?
Yeah,
what did you do, Joe?"
No, but he said the same thing. Kyrie's cooked, man. He's not worried about basketball, and that was the one thing. Because the Blackhawks are playing right now, and they were on NBC Sports tonight, Chicago, and then I looked at NBC Sports Plus, thinking the Bulls would be on there with Stacey and Adam, and they weren't. So I had to watch the TNT broadcast, which, I don't like doing that, but before the game came on.
Like listening to the chicken scratcher? What?
No. Before the fucking game came on, man, and it was Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck. And I get they got to talk about what's hot, but hearing everything with Kyrie, this dude isn't into basketball right now. Whatever he's into, whatever he's some sort of figure that he's trying to be or whatever. I don't really understand it, but I can just tell you one thing: I don't get involved in people's beliefs. I am just glad that he sucks ass. And I know that he sucks ass, and it's nice to see that stat line that Io DeSumo, Alex Caruso, and anybody pretty much who guarded him tonight, he couldn't do a fucking thing to. And that just makes me feel really good.
Yeah, no, he looked like somebody monstered him. He was just no powers. He did not look like Kyrie Irving that I know, that I've gotten used to seeing play basketball. Yeah. There was none of that razzle-dazzle magic, off-ball shooting, playmaking. There's a little bit in the fourth there. Couple possessions where it looked like he was gonna get them going while KD was off the floor, and then Zach just took over the game and Kyrie disappeared even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, you did not get anything from Kyrie tonight, and I do think a lot of that is a testament to Io DeSumo's defense.
Dude,
is just so versatile defensively, and when he drives, he looks like Mr. Fantastic. He just gets extendo in those arms, and he just lays it up off that top corner. And it's a thing of pure beauty all the time.
How fantastic he's been to start the season off cannot be an understatement for where the Chicago Bulls might be going.
With as much pressure was put on him and Pat to take that leap and him actually successfully doing it, which will be a nice segue to get to Pat as well here.
That was good, man. Teed it up.
But Io has legitimately taken that leap that we needed from him with Zoe being up to start the season. And during the broadcast, we heard Zoe might start some stationary shooting, but we're not putting a timetable on it.
Yeah, and I knew they would. You're not going to see Zoe till 2023. It's either going to be right after the new year or it's going to be after the All-Star break. That's my assumption. It's November right now. He's going to start stationary shooting. I'm assuming by the middle of November to the end of November, he's going to start non-contact drills. You're going to go through December, start working your way on 1-on-1, 2-on-2, then full 5-on-5. Full court practices, and then you'll kind of see him then come, I would assume. That's my assumption. I don't know if I'm right, but that's my assumption on this right now. They're going to bring him in for the second half of the year.
That's a realistic timetable to put on it.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing at this point, too.
It is disappointing.
And not here, and just keep hearing that, oh, well, he might start stationary shooting, but not really talking too much about it. We'll see what happens.
Right. I mean, it's absolutely infuriating, especially the secrecy that goes behind all of it. They were they had that 4 to 6 week window, and that 4 weeks came up last week, and they said that something was going to be said about it. And today on the national broadcast was the first thing I've heard anything about him doing anything. I haven't heard anything from KC. I haven't heard anything from Joe. I haven't heard anything from Rob Schaefer, any of those guys that cover the team, because I don't think they know either. I'm sure they've asked a million times. I just don't think they've been given information. So I was kind of crazy. The national broadcast kind of was like, oh, yeah, he's going to start shooting this week. I'm like, oh, shit, I got to get an article over up at ontapsportsnet.com right away about that. He's going to start doing that. Oh, my God. I'd love to see Zoe come back. He's like one of my favorite Bulls. But, God, I am loving the Io ascension right now.
Well,
It's
the
fun.
evolution has made the lack of Zoe a lot easier to tolerate.
It really is.
But our boy Pat tonight, you said before we started the show that without even looking at the box score, just naturally digesting the game, that you felt like Pat probably had his best game. And despite it only being a 12-point game for him, it was his best game of the season. Season high in points, looked aggressive, looked comfortable, didn't look too out of place, especially considering his matchup was Kevin Durant at parts of the night.
Yeah, no, he had a couple fucking turnaround fades that were just unbelievably beautiful, and that's where you saw the work come in with DeMar, I think. Honestly, you kind of saw that. I feel like he ran the floor real well. I think he made a conscious effort to be good on the boards tonight, to really assert himself there, especially the offensive boards. He ended up with 3 of them. 3 out of his 7 rebounds total were from the offensive rebound side. And I love that. He had a putback.
One of the biggest things that kept us in this game until that fourth.
Yeah, it absolutely was. He got 31 minutes. I got to go and look, but that's got to be the most in a couple games that he's gotten. I really liked what I saw out of Pat tonight. I just give me something like that, man.
Well,
I don't need 20 points a game.
Can he ride that into tomorrow night, where we're likely not going to have Zach?
He's got to.
Can he ride this? Because we need it. We need it with Zach being out. And that was what was so big about this game. And Zach having that fourth quarter is with so many back-to-backs. When you use Zach, you feel like you have to win the game that you use him in.
Right.
There's no second chance in that back-to-back to make up for not having Zach LaVine, because you know this is your one shot and you got to play it right. And luckily tonight, the cards did fall the right way, and you got your max player in the fourth quarter that sealed this game, stole this game, and really didn't look back. And it was really nice to have DeMar come off the bench as a closer with this game pretty much already in hand.
Yeah, no, Zach going off like he did in the fourth, 15 points in the fourth quarter.
20 total.
Yeah. Oh, was it 20 total?
It was 20 total.
In the fourth quarter was?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, you think you're right, because he had – well,
it was 15 pretty early in the fourth, and then he had a couple of those free throws, and I believe one more 3.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, yeah, but 29 points total for him tonight in general. 5 assists, 4 boards, only turned the ball over 1 time. He went 10 for 21 from the field, 5 for 11 from downtown. That fourth quarter is when he went fucking apeshit ballistic, and it was awesome to see that. Again, hearing different perspective from watching the national broadcast compared to our local broadcast that we usually get is I really like hearing Reggie Miller say, look, man, he went up there with his – I think it was Reggie who said it, went up there with his left knee. It's looking good. It's looking strong. There he is. And I'm like, because in the beginning of the game, I'm like, God damn, he can't get past anybody off the dribble. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then all of a sudden, that fourth quarter, it did not matter who was in front of him. He became almost like a fucking David Montgomery type running back, trying to run through people, pulling up. I mean, he played very, very good in the fourth quarter. He won. I mean, that run he put us on won us game.
Oh no, undoubtedly.
Everybody, he had to do it collectively, right?
It was all owed to Zach, especially after what happened to end the game with him missing a couple of those mid-range shots against Philly.
Right.
That you need your superstar player to make or kick to your other all-star caliber player in the corner in Vooch. I know most people know what I'm referencing there. To see him bounce back from a performance like that, where he kind of let the team down in the fourth and didn't really live up to that contract that he signed this offseason, to see him do that is what you needed as a Bulls fan, because all this drama with him playing and not playing and being questionable for tonight and already knowing that you're probably only getting 1 out of 2 games, and it's stressful. I mean, because you want to be all in on the guy, but when this is the current situation, and then you're also not getting the play that you expect out of it, it's really hard to be excited about the long-term future of that max contract. But when he plays like this tonight, you feel dumb for even questioning it. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Zach is a great player. When I still watch a guy like Kevin Durant, who's a transcendent talent, it's like, wow, man, I'd kill for – I would love to have that on the team. But Zach, like I said, Zach was absolutely unbelievable. Even on an off DeMar shooting night, DeMar still ends up with 20 tonight. He goes 8 for 21, 1 for 2 from downtown. Only got to the free throw line 3 times. I feel like that I'd have to go and look, but I have to feel like that's a game low for him this year.
Five or more is pretty much guaranteed for him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, 20 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover for DeMar DeRozan tonight. That's his stat line. We did not get play from Andre Drummond, who is still kind of sore shoulder hand when he fell on it against San Antonio.
Shoulder. So hopefully this is more so precautionary, and he's just.
I'm hoping so. He's been fun.
He has been so fun.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's just like, hey, go ahead and heal up for a couple days, man, and then we'll get you back into the swing of things here. Just chill out for a bit. We got this. Because I don't want to see him out for an extended amount of time. I mean, the guy's a walking double-double off our fucking bench. It's amazing and a luxury.
It's such a luxury.
Yeah.
And somebody else who is occasionally a luxury, Kobe White, did not play tonight either. I'll be curious to see if he plays tonight with that thigh contusion.
Yeah, I'm assuming he plays tomorrow. I bet they sat him today to play him tomorrow
because they knew they were going to have Zach.
Right. Because Zach will be out tomorrow. So give Kobe an extra night to rest up and then bring him in tomorrow against Charlotte, which is a good segue into that game. Tomorrow night, the Bulls will take on the 3-4 Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte is obviously without LaMelo Ball, but they found a fucking replacement and a half for LaMelo Ball. Dennis Smith Jr. has been absolutely unbelievable for fucking Charlotte, dude. I didn't see that shit coming. You want to hear his stats real quick? Have you looked at them?
I have not.
Okay. He's played
Imagine
7.
that, though. Lauri Markkanen and Dennis Smith Jr., MVPs of the league, taking over.
Yeah, no shit. How wild is that? So 7 games played for Dennis Smith Jr., who was training to go to the NFL because he wasn't getting his shot in the NBA. He's averaging 30.7 minutes a game. He's shooting 48.7% from the field. He's shooting 44% from 30.
That guy can't shoot. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, fucking A. He's averaging 12.3 points, 4 boards, and about 6.5 assists a game, and 2.5 steals.
What is in the water in Charlotte?
No idea, but that guy's fucking balling.
I don't know how they still have a roster with all the crazy things that have happened over there this offseason.
My God, man. They've had a hard go at it.
Which made the Spurs letting go of Primo even more confusing originally, just because it was like, all right, there's nothing that hasn't been done in Charlotte, and most of these guys still got jobs. So what got this guy waived with the swiftness in San Antonio? But no, that is miraculous.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. They are coming off a loss to Sacramento on Halloween. So Charlotte's coming off a loss. Obviously, the Bulls will be coming off a win, and we're going to a back-to-back. Schedule makers fuck the Bulls, as we've said a million times on this show. Having to go from San Antonio to go play one in Chicago, to then go out to Brooklyn to play one in Brooklyn, to then come back. That's a pain. What a pain in the ass that is. But yep, back-to-back against Charlotte. Won't have Zach, but hopefully Kobe plays, and kind of go from there. I'll be 100% honest with you. It's really funny. I feel bad saying it, because he had a pretty good game. His last one out, I think. Was it, or was the one before that? But I didn't miss Kobe at all tonight. Was that bad? I feel bad about that.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, for about 2 years straight, we've been talking about Kobe as trade bait, which is easy to do, but it's also not because of his story. And he is a really easy player to root for.
Yeah.
But he's also a really easy player to shit on, because it is really just no in between. It's greatness or just embarrassment.
Just terrible.
There's really no in between. So very polarizing player. So I think when you take somebody that polarizing out of the game and you don't have those highs and lows, you really don't notice it. And that sucks to say, because we're really going to fucking need him tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in these spot moments like these back-to-backs where you're not going to have Zach, you need Kobe ready to be that flamethrower for this team, because otherwise it's just the Dragon and Vooch from 3 for the most part. And that's right. Not really what you want to hang your hat on to win a game.
Yeah, it's not super ideal. I wonder I know Drummond didn't practice and then obviously did not play today. I wonder if we get any news update about him possibly playing tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I'd assume probably not.
Yeah, just the way they've been talking about it so far.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty safe bet that we won't have his availability for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I'd be lying to say that I know what Charlotte Hornets. I think they took a big man in the draft this year, didn't they? They got a couple projects at center, or what's going on over there? They still got a Plumlee?
Yeah, they got Mason Plumlee. Yeah. I'm dying right now. They took Mark Williams. That's who they took out of Duke.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, they have it's the same fucking roster minus LaMelo right now for the most part, and obviously Miles Bridges, Scary Terry, Dennis Smith Jr., PJ Washington, Gordon Hayward, Kai Jones.
That guy still plays basketball?
He sure does.
He's like Chandler Parsons 2.0.
He's played every game this year.
What?
I think he had. Yeah, he played 7 games.
Wow.
He's played 7 games this year. He's averaging 19 points a game.
Hey, I take my Chandler Parsons comment back.
Yeah, Chandler Parsons, man. I remember when I wanted the Bulls to try to get him. Thank God they didn't, huh?
Yeah, thank God.
We'd still be fucking paying him.
Because between him and New York Joakim Noah, I'm really not sure what team paid the worst contract out there. I'm not really positive.
Yeah, no shit, right? Well, I mean, we know what the Bulls need to do tomorrow. Take advantage of a team that's reeling. 3-4 Charlotte Hornets that don't have their star player.
Hey, at least the Hornets ends in Nets. You didn't botch it that bad.
Thank you. I'm getting a little tired out here. But hopefully they take advantage of them tomorrow and don't take them lightly, right? Just
no, correct. I mean, yeah. And luckily we don't have to get the surprise Dennis Smith Jr. attack because it's been something he's been doing.
Right.
He should be prepared and game planned for it. And Io sounds like he's going to have the toughest matchup of the night again, which probably plays into the Bulls' favor because they don't have many better defenders currently than Io. So hopefully the Bulls didn't use too much gas up in the fourth tonight to steal this game from the Nets, which once again, of the 4 wins that we have, 3 of them are against teams that were in the top tier
of the East.
Of the East.
Yeah.
So
3-0 now, right? Or no, 3-1. 3-1. Yeah, 3-1.
But still, that's already an improvement on last year. So if we have positives to hang our hat on for now, that's what I think we should ride out on here.
All right, yeah. I mean, absolutely right. We got 3 wins against the top teams in the Eastern Conference that we didn't have last year. The 1 loss to Philly because we still have not beat Joel Embiid. We did not do a show on Saturday night because Goose had a birthday party for a good buddy of his, and I think I was going to take a toaster bath because I got so upset after that game, so I wasn't even up for it.
Watching the flopping to end that game, and I get the shot that did it was a really big Joel 3.
Yeah.
But the flopping from him and Harden to finish that, I was about to puke. I was at Topgolf. Buddy's 30th birthday party. I had not seen him for several years. Felt a little bit
obligated to go.
Obligated to be there. I had to be there. As you get older, you don't have many friends left anymore that are
very true,
legitimate childhood friends. So had to make an appearance. And after hitting a couple golf balls, which I suck at, I haven't done that in like 12 years.
I suck at golf so bad, dude.
I have not done that in 12 years. I went up there thinking I was still going to be good, and it was horrible. And then they were making fun of me. They're like, you have a baseball stance. I was like, I kept pulling my head and missing the damn ball. So I swung the leg out. I went a little wide. I went with the pull hitter swing, and I was yanking everything to the left, but I wasn't missing. So I felt better about that. But to finish the game, man, Zach missing those shots, and then just the atrocious calls that are being gifted. Like James Harden played horrible.
You would never know it.
Horrible, but you would never know it because he went to the line so much for just falling on the ground. Like every time a player hits the ground, you do not need to blow the whistle. At a certain point, just let the team have the advantage with that asshole flopping down on the ground, running the other way in transition because it's tiring.
It's hard watching 76er basketball.
I cannot, and it's not even because we've never even beat Joel Embiid. That has very little to do with it. I'm sure it has a small factor, but just those 2 in combination together is terrible. The most annoying basketball product in the association.
By far. But we should run a poll on that too off our Twitter. By far, I can't stand watching Philly, dude. I can't stand watching Philly. They're terrible to watch. I feel like they're constantly bailed out. I mean, and I don't know if I'm looking at this through biased lenses, but
no, because it's not even just when they play the Bulls. Like when I watch them play any other team, I feel
right.
exactly
Well, that's what I mean. It's the same fucking thing. I can't tell if I'm being a dick about it or if they're legitimately getting fouled. I don't think they are. I think they're. I don't know.
Which sucks because I at least like Joel Embiid. Like I
Yeah,
like.
oh no, he's fun. I mean, he's fun to watch.
Villain, the character that he is and the talent that he is phenomenal for the association. But
right,
the combination of him and Harden is just too much.
Yeah, I don't really like it. Another fun fact about that fourth quarter. So you were right, 20 points for Zach LaVine alone in that fourth quarter. Brooklyn as a whole scored 19.
All right.
So very fun stat to leave.
Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. That's how we got to phrase that.
Oh yeah, Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. That's correct. Zach outscored
Just
Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn
Nets.
Nets.
Like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Very true. Very true. That's a good thing to leave on, man. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, we're safe to ride out. We will be back tomorrow night.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be back tomorrow night after the Bulls take on the Charlotte Hornets. Be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for our Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Go over to the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, join us tomorrow night as we recap the Bulls-Hornets game. And until then, let's go Bulls.